Hello there, fellow modelers. Welcome. You're very welcome. Welcome to my bench, and welcome to the next update on the little MARDER 3 from ITALERI, or ITALERI, whichever way you want to call it, or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But anyway, when we saw it last, it had its bare sandy colour, and I'm after starting off the weathering on it. Okay, I did basically all I did was I gave it 2 washes. I gave it a wash with a colour which I made down. I'm going to show you now in a minute with the colour I made down. I basically covered everything with that wash, and then used Q-tips and a clean brush with some clean white spirit, and I cleaned it all down, okay, leaving behind a kind of a dirty-ish look to it, okay. And then I gave it I used a black wash then for pin wash, for highlighting certain little places, you know, crevices and creases and rivets and all that kind of thing. Right. So the first wash I made down was with white spirit. Now I used cheap brand white spirit. Okay, I used some of this, which is burnt umber, and some black. Okay, ivory black. More of the brown than the black. I just wanted a dark. I initially went with that, and it wasn't dark enough for what I wanted, so I added a little bit of black into it, darkened it up, and I ended up with sort of a nice muddy colour, as you can see in there where I haven't cleaned off. Okay, I'll get some better light in there. Right, there we go. So where I haven't cleaned off in around the you get my pointy stick. Oh, pointy stick. Okay, in around here I haven't cleaned off because I didn't want to clean it off. I wanted it nice and dirty in there. But that's basically kind of the colour that I got from it. Okay. And I like the random way that the colours kind of stay in it, if you know what I mean. There's no uniformity to it at all. Right. Then, like I said, I just used white spirit again, and some ivory black. I made down my black wash, my pin wash, and I highlighted the rivets, the supports there on the side of that. Did a bit around the wheels, all the little crevices and creases there along the vehicle. Okay, so we'll show you the way that all kind of changes colour. Now, forget about the decals that are on this, right? This was the exact same colour, right? I only painted this the same time I actually painted that. This is just a little box I use. I have it here for bits and pieces. It's an old cigarette box. And I had some decals. I'm going to stick a few more on, or why not? So this is the colour that we started off with. And we're using those washes and things. There we go, that's the colour you end up with. Okay, so like you can see, it's actually quite nice. It made it not so clean looking, and as you see then from here, okay, I did a few scrapes and scratches where paint has been kind of scraped off. Right, and it's the only place I've done it is just those 2 panels there on the front. I didn't do any more anywhere else. Okay, I got to continue on with that. But the reason I only did those 2 was I wasn't 100% sure with the colour. Like when I did it last night, I was saying to myself, it's very light. But after looking at it now, once it's all dry and things, with the shall we say the chipping colour and the scrapes and things, I'm happy with that. I think that's actually quite nice. Sort of shows up the colour that would have been underneath. Right. Now it looks as if there's a little bit of rusty streaking going on. There will be more. I'm waiting to finish off with the with all the chips first, and then I will do a bit more on the rust streaking. The light brown that's there really is what's left over from, you know, removing my dark wash. which was, say, that colour. So I sort of left it in places, because any time I was moving it, I dragged it down. Always go in the direction of gravity, and that helps. And you can't really get gravity when you get a flat top piece like that. But I'm going to continue on with the chipping on the vehicle like that, because that looks. I'm quite happy with that. That looks quite nice, and you know, quite realistic. Very, very happy with that. I was going to say go for a darker colour, but I think the light colour, that grey, is just perfect for it. It really, really is. Like I said, I still have a little bit more to do. I got to do the chipping and all that, and then I will do some rust streaks. And rust streaks are done, say, quite simply. What I'm going to do with the rust streaks is I'm going to streak up the areas, and when I do the video, then the next video when I'm actually showing the rust streaks, it won't be tomorrow because I'm out of white spirit. I got to get more white spirit. It's basically all you do is you get whatever colour you're going to use for rust, right? And for the rust, this is the colour I'm going to use, right? I find it quite good. There we go, burnt sienna. Okay, and a little dab on your brush, right? And just dab it onto the little areas where you want your rust streaks from, right? Now, don't overdo it, never overdo it, right? So just a couple little dabs, and then using a flat brush, bring it down, and you can, with white spirit on your brush, not very wet but not dry either, and you can kind of shape the streaks down. So what I'm going to do is, when I'll have most of it done, and when I'm showing doing the video, I'll do the last little bit on the video, so you get a little extra bonus on a little bit of rust streaks. So I bet you're looking forward to that. Haha, sarcasm at its best. And then when I'm finished with the weathering, it'll just be a dull coat then over that, get rid of that shininess. That shininess works brilliantly, actually, that glass coat, because any mistakes I make, I can literally, I mean, even now I could remove all of that. Now this is just a dry cotton bud, but as you can see, it still removes a little bit. Oh, as you can't see, it's too bright, but it will remove some of the you can see it there. It will remove some of it, it won't remove all of it. But if I dip that now into white spirit, which I don't have, because like I said, I'm out of it, I used the last of it last night, I could literally get that almost back to that. Whereas if I didn't, if I just used, if I didn't use a glass coat on that, once it's stained, it's stained. It does stain, unless you glass coat it, and then the wash, it kind of flows over it easier, and you can remove it, and you've got quite a lot of working time once with oils. Now the back of that, I'm really happy with that as well. And when I'm doing the rust streaks again, then I will do the extra rusting on the exhaust, because I just like have it at the I still have it at its bare, shall we say, its initial colour that I used for the rust. But as you can see there from the back of that, like, very easy clean off. There we go. You know, you can clean away, and I mean, I did this last night, and this is literally 24 hours later, and I can still remove any bits that are a bit too much, like in that area there now, as you see. You can just, even with just a dry cotton bud, I can remove any excess wash from around the rivets and things like that, areas that are just a little bit too much, areas that I'm not really happy with. Okay, so I won't find many of them because I cleaned most of them off last night, and I'm literally quite happy with all of that, actually. Really, really chuffed with how that is coming along. Now let's have a look at the gun same again, same idea, same colours, nothing exceptional, nothing extravagant, and it brings out all the lovely detail on the gun. No, not that there wasn't that much. There was that much of it anyway in the first place. Like I did say about this ITALERI kit, it's nicely detailed. It's not super detailed or anything like that, but it's nicely detailed enough. Okay, and that kind of looks reasonably grimed up and realistic-y looking. Okay, yes, you can do better jobs than it. Probably could, you know, if you use, say, some pre-made products and all that kind of stuff and more. But then again, remember, I'm not quite finished with that yet. I still have more to do. You know, like, there we go. That removed that bit of most of that ugliness inside there. It was just an area that I'd forgotten to clean off. But you know, it is all like that. We'll carry on, and you'll always find little bits up, little area I forgot to get to, and things like that. But until it's dull coated, it's not finished. Isn't that it? It's not finished until it's finished. Until I'd say it's finished, it's not finished. So you know, once the chipping is done on that now and things, it'll kind of tone back some of that wash and stuff. I'll be quite happy. Okay. So you have to join me for the next one, where I'll have the chipping done, at least the last of the chipping done, and anything else that I can think of. I mean, like, it's all a work in progress. I might do some more chipping and then go, oh, I'll try a bit of this or I'll try a bit of that and see how it works out. And if it works out, then it does, and we'll have a look at that. I still have to do the shells. I still have to do the tracks. So I still have plenty to do. I still have plenty to do. So there's still plenty of little fiddly work to be done. So anyway, I hope you join me for all that little fiddly work, as I call it. And easiest way to do that, like I always say, is to subscribe to the channel. And once you've subscribed, then hit the bell. And by hitting the bell, then you'll be notified as soon as I upload another video, won't you? And then you can join me for the next one. So anyway, lads, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll have to do some work now this evening, some chipping and stuff, and I hope you join me for the next one, where we'll have a look and see how all that works out and see what more we've got to do. So until then, take care, enjoy your modelling. Don't forget to give it the old thumbs up, and any comments, please stick them in the box below, or anything you want to ask me, you can stick that in the box below as well. And I usually answer. I usually do. If you've got a question to ask, I usually answer. Not always, but you never know. I usually do. I'll join you on the next one, lads. Take care. Stay safe out there, and just go out and buy yourself a kit. Build it and enjoy it, because that's the whole point of this thing. It's a hobby. It's there to be enjoyed. It's not work. When it starts becoming work, it stops being a hobby. And that's the way I look at it. And I'll keep doing it. As long as I keep enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. And I hope you're the same yourselves. So, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.